I have been a lawyer for 40 years. I'm a member of the Florida bar, the New York bar, the New Jersey bar, the DC bar, the federal, so I'm not going to go through this, Southern District of New York, Eastern District, Second Circuit, District Courts of New Jersey, Third Circuit, and the Supreme Court. I've been doing professional talk radio of sorts for 35 years. And I have never had anybody instruct me on what is and isn't libel, or slander, defamation. And we kind of sort of knew it before, especially with New York Times against Sullivan. But under the Dominion case, this is what every podcaster should know. Anybody doing this, I'm telling you, especially if you're making the big bucks, bringing all those people in. Yeah. See, the old days was very simple. Libel is a statement of fact that I make against you. That's defamatory. Causes damages. I say something to you. I say something. I defame you. Usually, it's it's something that's substantial, something that I've done, something that goes for, something that's not just, just not for the sake of just, I said something supposedly mean, but something that damages. Okay. If I am a public figure, if I'm a public figure under New York Times against Sullivan, the 1964 case, I have to prove that you libeled me. But I've got to also prove you did it through malice, which is either defined as a reckless disregard for the truth or an actual knowledge on your part that what you were saying was false. Because remember, if it's true, it's no big deal. Well, it's no big deal, but it's okay. Fox News had on Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump ostensibly to talk about how they thought the Dominion, well, maybe not Donald Trump, but some or all, that the 2020 election was stolen, but that the Dominion company was responsible somehow for this. The Dominion election company was responsible for this. The Dominion. That they were responsible for this. You got that? Okay. And that they were responsible for all kinds of stuff. And you can go through the list. So, Fox News had on people who were making allegedly libelous claims. These same people were on other shows. These same people were on CNN and ABC saying the same stuff. But that was different. Why? Well, it was different because people on Fox, some of those folks agreed with it. Well, so what? Opinion is protected. At least I thought it was in the old days. Yeah, but this is different. So what do you want us to do? Well, you can have people on, but you have to put it into some kind of contextualized basis. What the hell does that mean? Well, you have to maybe say things in a way that is, you have to say that, well, we don't agree with this or this is wrong. Wait a minute. They have to have somebody on and then say, by the way, what they're saying is wrong. Well, what if I happen to agree with them? What if I think, does it make sense? What if somebody comes on and they say that a company, let's say a drug company, causes cancer or is deliberately trying to kill people through depopulation? Something spurious, specious, without any basis whatsoever. And they're known for this. They're going around saying this. And I want to interview them over the fact that they're being sued for this or that they're saying it. I necessarily have to have them on. Am I publishing their statements? Or am I just talking about it? Am I just reporting it? How do you report on somebody who's making libelous statements? And if I do agree with it, if I listen to them and say, you know what? I think you're right. I think you're right. Okay, I've added an opinion. Is that okay? But now we have something different. And this is the most interesting thing in the world. You have people in the world of Fox who, by virtue of text messages, were saying to each other, I think this guy's crazy. I think this Trump's crazy. I think Rudy's crazy. What are we doing? We got to have these people on. Why? Well, because we're going to lose the Trump viewer. Well, but this is wrong. So they're basically saying that they know this information is wrong. But what exactly did they do? Did they agree with it? Did they independently promote the idea? Did they say it as a matter of fact or a statement of fact? Or are they merely agreeing with somebody who's saying it, who was on the news? You figure this one out. Podcasting today. Oh, it was great during the old days. Oh, God, during the Wild West, it was wonderful. Oh, my God, it was wonderful. Don't you remember during 2000? It was beautiful, beautiful. It's wonderful. Most incredible thing in the world. Well, I don't know what you can do anymore. So we're going to be watching this. And you podcasters better be thinking about this. Do you put a disclaimer? Do you always say constantly, well, in my opinion? I've heard stuff about Bill Gates. This guy is according to them, he's everything. Now, would it be impossible for what they're saying to be true? Absolutely not. Am I a big fan of Bill Gates? Hell no. But I don't just necessarily think that he's involved in horrible acts against humanity. So if somebody out there says that and thinks that and believes that, and I have them on my show, on my podcast, on whatever, am I rebroadcasting? Because remember, in the case of New York Times against Sullivan, all the New York Times, it was just published something that somebody else said. They just published it. They didn't write it. They didn't report it. They just merely provided the platform where this libelous information can be disseminated. So the very act that you would have this person on is enough. Interesting to note, under Section 230 of the CDA, there is it would be a violation. Put it this way. If a platform, YouTube or whatever, themselves, if this were purely a YouTube program, so to speak, Section 230 would absolve them. They would be immune from this. But not to get too complicated with this. Libel laws and defamation laws are going to destroy people. It's that newest little thing. Misinformation, disinformation, that information, conspiracy theories, hate speech. See what we're doing? We're categorizing it. And what we're also telling people is don't do it, don't say it, be careful. And when you have self-censorship, when you're afraid not only of losing your channel or losing your livelihood, but being sued, and you're not sure. Because think about this. The most interesting people that you could ever have on your show are people who are going to say crazy stuff. And if somebody claims that what was said was somehow defamatory, are you liable for this? Perhaps. That's why we've got to watch this dominion very, very carefully. Because I believe in free speech, unfettered, unruffled, unedited, unplugged, absolutely free from concern, free speech. That's it. And if you don't like something, turn off the channel. All right, my friends, please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit that notification to be notified and alerted to new videos. And please, I ask you to comment as you see fit.